a beautiful shot of downtown Birmingham, which is the home of the American Tipoff, and it will also be home of the American Conference Championship come March. There'll be 10 teams from both the men's and the women's side playing in that, as we already discussed. But one of those teams who is trying to get to that American Conference Championship is the Wichita State Shockers, who got better as the season went on last year. They went 6-1 in the month of February. Each year they've won more games under head coach Paul Mills, and they hope to continue that trend this season. Love to do so with the new lineup. The Shockers lost their leading scorer named Xavier Bell and did not return any starters, but Coach Mills snagged 10 transfers, hoping to find players who can take care of the basketball and shoot it well. We have some of those people with us on set right now. Head coach Paul Mills, Karam Boyd, and Kenyon Giles join the American Tipoff. Guys, welcome.
Maria, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We are very excited that you're here, and I know that Mike's going to talk a lot of X's and O's with you in just a moment, but I want to start, Coach, with your scrimmage that you played on Saturday, because it wasn't just a scrimmage. There was an extra benefit for some of the local charities going on as well. So can you explain to everybody what that was?
Yeah, one, it's a massive blessing to be able to use the game of basketball in order to help other people. And so we were able to do that with local Wichita youth, be able to take the proceeds there to help two charities. One is Cheese Johnson, who came from the Bronx all the way to Wichita, played in the NBA, but he's mentoring youth there in the city of Wichita, done a phenomenal job, and he's got an organization called U Jump. And then there's a boys and girls home that's done there that our players have actually been involved with quite a bit during previous years. And so to be able to help both of those organizations, to help youth, I think anytime that kids are able to see the game of basketball and be in an environment to where they watch it, they look up to these guys. And so it was important to us. The community invests in us, and it was important for us to invest in the community. So I'm glad we were able to use that game in order to benefit those two charities.
So the only constant in college basketball right now is change. It is very easy for me to say that, and it's very obvious for you to receive it. But when you went in the transfer portal, you got 12 new players, right? And that is a gargantuan task nowadays. But on paper, when I look and read and watch film, it appeared to me that more shooting, better ball security was a priority for you.
Yeah, these guys hear it a lot. Like we're going to take care of the ball and we're going to share the ball. And so to be honest with you, as you go through this process of kind of putting together a team, you want to philosophically remain steadfast. So we were number one in the country last year at getting shots at the rim, right? The best shot in basketball is a layup or a dunk. But, Mike, as you know, people just don't let you dunk the ball. And so
that's a brutal burn, man. That's a really messed up burn.
It is.
I mean, you're right, but
so when we played with that much force, when we sprayed it out, we just didn't have enough perimeter shot making. And when you play that many 1- and 2-possession games, that stuff comes back and gets you. So we needed to do that. We needed to add guys who have made perimeter shots, able to add 3 guys who are north of 40%. And then we also needed to maintain our ability and our physicality to play with force and then also offensively and defensively. So I think we've created a good balance, to be honest with you. You know, as I go through our target list, as we kind of circled in on guys, there wasn't much that we missed on. And really excited. I mean, we're excited in Wichita and excited about the guys in our locker room.
You know, Kenyon, you're one of those guys that shot over 40% at UNC Greensboro, and you know, I always appreciate a guy who's got the green light all the time. I respect that. When you get to Wichita State, and less about what Coach Mills was talking to you about in the transfer portal. Once you got there, tell us about the system and how you're going to run it, and from an operational perspective in the guard position, what that actually means for Wichita State fans.
I mean, Coach Mills, he's going to tell you, he's going to give you space. Coach Mills explained a lot, like, he's going to give you space. What can you do in that space? So just telling, younger guards, like the younger guards on our team, like, you might not make the right read a few times, but you're going to get the space to, okay, I made a mistake right here. The second, third time, you kind of, the space he gives us, you kind of just exposes all the reads you need. So playing this offense, especially a scoring guard like me, everything plays like it's going to show itself.
Coach Mills, it's always good when your point guard is lighting up when talking about spacing and spraying it out there like you already got it. You're drinking the sauce.
Yeah, you know what, Mike? These guys could probably repeat my phrase that I say every single day is, what do good players want? And it is space. Yeah. You know, I think people want to be able to play in room. And so Kenyon asked me the other day during a scrimmage that we had, he said, where's the tag coming from? And I said, there is no tag on this play. It's for you to go play in this space. Like, that was your job over there. So they're kind of going through it and learning and thinking through everything. But you're really, really mindful about the space that you're providing players.
What has it been like to have players who ask questions and want that feedback? How has that helped your program grow already before you even stepped on the court for a game?
You know, they can all watch film, and they all enjoy watching film, especially of themselves. And trust me, we get that. Everybody understands that. And you're going to get better by your devotion. But if you don't understand conceptually what's going on, sometimes for me, it's good that they don't think about this stuff as much as I do. It wouldn't be healthy, especially given their age. But they do ask questions, and usually the guys that are asking questions, they're trying to get on the same page as you. And in this day and age, you got to get players on the same page really, really quickly. So the more inquisitive they are, the better. Okay,
Karan, so this is going to might be a very personal question, right? So don't be too offended by it. But obviously, coming in from East Tennessee State, you were SoCon Defensive Player of the Year. You had 28 blocks, 28 steals. Why do you hate offense so much?
Nah, it's not about hating offense. I just I always try myself in defense.
I know. I had to set him up a little bit.
You did. He was shaking. I saw him.
I always try myself in defense, but this year, for this season, offense has been really the forefront of my mind and trying to expand my game, put more pressure on the rim. But defense not going to go anywhere.
What are some of those things offensively that you do want to get better at?
Really be more efficient with my shot selection and making shots, but also being that connector and helping to get my teammates open, being more of a playmaker and making the right reads to get my players and teammates open and get their shots.
I mean, we're talking about spacing, being a connector. I mean, it's true, Coach. You don't even need – you could leave. These guys are going to be able to talk about the whole culture piece for you there.
Yeah, it's important. You know, we've already had these discussions about what we need you to do in order to help the team. And you talk to guys a lot about – because from a player's mentality, you talk – they want to be the best player on the team. We talk a lot about how do you be the best player for the team. And so, you know, I think every role from year to year, these guys are going to go on. They're going to play professionally. They're going to have a future in basketball, and all of their teams are going to be different. And so it's really it's just a phenomenal way to approach the game if you'll figure out what's the best thing to do for this team, not necessarily be the best player on this team. Sometimes it's going to lead to you being the best player, and we have two candidates to my left, but it really does. You got to get over yourself. It takes a team in order to get things done, and we have selfless guys in our locker room.
Well, I can't wait to watch the selfless guys in this team play this year in the American. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Of course.
That's